Hi guys, so my section and Rebecca's section was to read over part 1, which was 4 chapters, and the first chapter of part 2. So what's going on so far is we have our main character, Cliff, who is a postdoc at the Mendelssohn Glass Lab. They're doing cancer research. Cliff has been doing the same project for a little over 2 years and has tried, but it's not really working. It worked in vitro in plates, but not in vivo in mice. So he's told, stop working on it. It's not getting anywhere. It's not doing anything for us. And they're running low on funding, too, so they're really, stop. So he's in a rough place. He's trying to do, see if there's a certain virus strain that can kill the cancer cells in the mice. So, yeah. There are some other postdocs in the lab. There's Robin, who has kind of a romantic thing going on with Cliff. But it's also a little bit strained because eventually he starts having some more success while her project has not been going anywhere for a really long time. So there's some strain there. And Feng, who I like a lot. He's really funny. He keeps really good record keeping and he helps with the mice experiments. There's 2 others, Aiden and Natalia, which we don't really talk to very often. Or at least we haven't yet. And then there's the head people of the lab. There's Marion Mendelssohn. She has hope for Cliff because she's the one who took him on as a postdoc. But she's a very pessimistic scientist and she's cautious about where the experiment is going. And then there's Sandy Glass, who's a very good cancer doctor. They have a whole, half of a chapter about how he acts with his patients. He seems like a really great doctor. But as a scientist, he really latches on to any semblance of results and kind of runs away with it. So, eventually, with Cliff's mice, which he was supposed to not be working on anymore, Feng and Dr. Mendelssohn are doing, measurements, and they find that only 3 of the mice have decreased tumors. So their goal in the science now would be find out why that happened, what's happening, is that a significant result or not, and could it happen again in future trials? Instead of getting super excited and assuming that this one virus strain is a cure for cancer and stuff. But they tell Sandy about it, and so Dr. Sandy Glass kind of jumps the gun a bit, gets really excited. Cliff starts working a whole lot harder than he had before because he'd been really depressed. But now he's like, oh my god, I might have a cure for cancer. So he starts working really, really hard and desperate to get results and funding. The whole lab has been kind of on the brink of not having any more money at all. And so, yeah, they're really desperate to try and have this be successful. It's kind of funny because Dr. Glass was really wanting to get Cliff out, kick him out of the lab, but now that there was, barely this kind of maybe result with the mice, he's like, oh, you're the best, Cliff, keep doing your good work, blah, 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 and it's, kind of like a, scary, or not scary, sudden interaction and change. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it keeps going. I hope they do good science and work carefully, but it seems like they're very desperate, and Cliff definitely is overworking himself. So hopefully they don't screw anything up. But we know that they will, because that's the whole reason for the book, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.